Alright, Tuesday stream again with new Varga support along with a quartet of Dragon Empire cards that is basically an engine. Similar to the Maid and Lyrical engine and probably other nations as well. So let's begin. So we start off with the engine with Wondrous Melodies, which is a grade 2 order card and you play it by Energy Blasting 2. Look at top 5 cards of your deck to choose one normal unit with Nim in its card name and call it to rearguard and of course shuffle your deck. That's of course to start it off. And funny enough, a good number of cards do have Nim in Dragon Empire. But then we go to Demonic Dragon Nim Jimmy, which is a grade 1 with power and the skills. Auto rearguard. When they attack, this unit boosts hits of Vanguard, cost energy plus 3, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. I guess for pressure on hit retire, but I would only say run it if you're only playing the engine. In which we go to Lightning Legend Hermit Ryudo, which is a grade 2 with power and the skills. Auto, when placed on rearguard, cost count plus 1, search your deck for Wondrous Melody and put it to your hand, of course shuffle your deck, which is of course pretty good. In which the second skill is Auto rearguard. When this card attacks with at least a grade 3 Vanguard, if this unit is boosted by Nim, this unit gets us 5k power in the end of the battle. So basically it's a higher booster and also a searcher. But like I said, there are other Dragon Empire cards that do have Nim in their name if I recall. So you can actually run this as part of the Nim engine, but it is personal preferences here. In which all that buildup goes to Illusionary Tunes Nim Renke, which is grade 2 with 10k power and the skill is count rearguard. If you played Wondrous Melody this turn, this card gives us 5k. Being a 15k attacker will help with this, especially for the next skill where auto rearguard once per turn at the end of battle that you're at least grade 3 Vanguard attacked. If you did not stand a unit by card ability this turn, cost cost 1, retire your front row rearguard, that is Lightning Legend Ryudo, and stand this unit. Yes, you get a multi-attack engine out of all this build. Now, since not every single deck has a rearguard multi-attack, this might actually not be too bad to run as a multi-attack engine, especially since in technicality it's generic, especially if you have space for the deck. But at the same time, you do have to give your front row rearguard space, so it is questionable at the same time, but it is personal preferences if you want to play this engine. And now to the new Varga stuff, we start off with Spinning Shot Dragon. It's a grade 1 with power and skills. Count back row rearguard during your turn if your Vanguard is in Malworm state and your back row has no other rearguards with the same card name as this one. This card cannot be retired by card abilities and plus 5k power. Not saying this is bad or anything, but you do have a better grade 1 over this one, especially since that grade 1 could be retired and then be superior called as stand, which actually be much better than this. But it is additional options if you need it, but you don't really have that much space anyway. In which finally we go to Eluding Dragon, which is grade 3 with 13 power and the skills. Count rearguard guardian. If your Vanguard is Varga, plus 10k power and 10k shield active on your opponent's turn as well. This can actually be pretty nice, especially since it's a big beater along with defensive value. Especially combining with certain other cards that give you the ability when being retired you can recall it as another big beater. That could be pretty nice. But speaking of being retired, the second skill, auto, when retired from rearguard by the ability of your at least grade 3 Varga, cast Soul Blast 1 and put this back to your hand. Like I said, it could be used as a big beater or defensive card, which is actually pretty nice. And from what I could think of, Varga doesn't have entirely too many rearguard big beaters. So I have to say, having this additional option can actually be pretty nice. And so that's it for the new Varga support along with the new Dragon Empire engine. What do you guys think of it? The Dragon Empire engine is interesting. Once again, it just depends on deck if you want to run it or not. And it also depends on spacing too. But it is nice that it's a restand multi-attack engine, thus giving access to any Dragon Empire deck that doesn't have multi-attack, if you have space for it. But as for the new Varga stuff, it's just okay. Although the nice rearguard big beater can be actually very nice. But of course, we're not going to do much for Varga yet until we get another new form, of course. But on that, there's not much to say, and see you all next time.